Hello there, welcome back to the studio. So in the last video I talked about tripod. Before that I talked about monopod. So now let's talk about what works for what. First of all, if it's windy outside, you can use a tripod, you can use a monopod, and they're not going to make any difference when you're in the wind. They just won't. You can hear the building creak today. The winds are 80, possibly 100 kilometers an hour out there right now. And no matter what you use, you're going to get movement. If you want to take astro pictures, if you want to take pictures of longer exposures below, say, and again, it depends upon the lens that you use as well, but say below the 20th of a second, get yourself a tripod. If you want to take pictures at a faster shutter speed, you can use a monopod, but understand it's only going to stop the gravity. It's not going to stop the sway. And on a day like today, if I went out with my 150 to 600 and I was trying to take pictures, it would be all over the place. So monopod is designed to reduce the weight you carry and give you some stability. A tripod is designed to carry all the weight and give you lots of stability. But again, like I've spoken about before, if your subject is moving, these will not help. You can get a gimbal head. A gimbal head attaches to your tripod and it allows the camera to keep moving, but the tripod is anchored. So it allows you to pan following your subjects. That's great in certain situations. If your subject is moving with the camera while you're panning, great. If you have one subject moving this way, one subject moving this way, and you're panning, well, guess what? This one's going to be in focus as you pan with it. This one's going to be even more out of focus. So there's drawbacks to all of this. There's benefits to all of this. If you're looking for just the stability, go with one of these. If you're looking for the stability and the ability to do longer exposures, get a good tripod. Which one you get first, it's entirely up to you. Myself, if I was going to only choose one, I would probably have to say it would be the tripod. As much as I love my monopod, if I only had a choice of one, this is going to do a lot more for me. This I can get around and I don't necessarily need it. Now, if you have neither, how can you take better pictures? Well, first of all, one of the big rules, don't hold your camera with one hand. The other thing is, don't try to use the screen on the back of the camera to take pictures. What do you want to do? You want to take your camera, you want to rest it in the palm of your hand. Then this hand here can adjust your focus and can also adjust your zoom, but it's holding your camera. Then take this hand, put it up here, and hold your camera again. Both hands holding the camera help it to be much more stabilized. Then when you take the picture, put it up to your face to take the picture. That way when it's touching your forehead, your head's stable, your hands are stable, your arms are stable. Keep your arms tucked into your body. Don't try the floppy thing where you're going like this. Keep it tucked in, pull yourself together, and take a picture. The next thing, if you're standing with both legs close together, guess what? You're going to sway back and forth. So what do you want to do? Well, I tell my students this. Pretend you're playing football and pretend there's a big dude that's coming at you. Are you going to stand like this and have him knock you over? Or are you going to put one foot behind the other foot? Are you going to crouch down a little bit? Are you going to get ready to hit him as well? That's what you want to do with your camera. By just bending your knees a little bit, one foot in front of the other, tightly in, you can take much better pictures. How good can you do? Well, it depends how stable you are. It really does. I know people out there that can shoot really low and they get amazing pictures. I have other people that they can't get close to being where they should be able to shoot, and they're shaky. Even with a monopod, they're shaky, so they have to use a tripod. So what I tell people is, try it. And as I said in my first video, I think I said in my second video, there's a lot of misinformation out there by people who just read other people's information, and they just parrot it along to you, and they'll say, well, below this you can't. Excuse me, I've done it all the time. Oh, you can't do this or that. Excuse me, I've done that. So try it for yourself. If you can't hold it still, then look at a monopod. If you try a monopod and it doesn't work, take it back. You have usually 7 to 14 days, depending where you buy it, get yourself a tripod. Hold the camera correctly, put it on this, what you have to do. Now, I have other things that I do as well. So one of the things that I do is I always tell people, if you're somewhere where you can rest on something, then do that. So if you're at a table, if you're at if there's a rock, if there's a fence, rest your elbows on it, rest yourself against it, lean against it if you have to, and use that to stabilize yourself. Works great. In my vehicles, I have pool noodles that I've cut about that long. They fit over top of my window. Roll my window down, leave it up about that much, clip a pool noodle over it, works great. A friend of mine, his wife sewed him some bean bags. Takes the bean bag, puts it on the window of the car, and he can shoot out. Works great. I have other people who use bean bags in churches and stuff. They take it, they set their camera, they put it like that, they can put their camera on the floor, they can put their camera on a table, and the camera's stabilized, and they can take longer exposures like that. Now, what's going to work for you? Again, try it. Please try it. Don't believe what somebody says over what actually will work for you. Try it, and try it. One quick trick before I leave, and this one is just a general photography trick, is if you're trying to shoot in low light, turn your ISO up higher, turn your aperture down lower. So instead of being f8, go down to f4 or f3.5 or f2, and turn your shutter speed up higher. That will help you to get better pictures, but that's just a general one. So until next time, get out there, get some great pictures. If you like this channel, please pound on the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a wonderful day. Get out there and take some very stable pictures. Bye-bye now.